is it that you're doing that to us? Kama ni kwako Mheshimiwa Ruto, wewe ungekubali hiyo ifanyike? We cannot allow that. We cannot allow you to bring down churches. We cannot allow you.
She caught me on the churches part.
Yeah,
though.
she said churches. I'm like,
we cannot allow that. I want to tell His Excellency.
You know,
you are talking about bottoms up.
She was on. This is a church.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was something to do with like a congregation.
Okay.
You talked about taking care of these people who are down here. What is happening now? That the same people are the same people ndio unawaumiza. Why are you doing that? Mimi niliongea na wewe leo asubuhi na ukaniambia vizuri utaangalia. Tukiendelea kuongea hivi, watu wetu wamefukuzwa, makanisa 5 yameangushwa, shule 3 zimeangushwa. El Nino ndio hiyo. Why is it that you're doing that?
No, she didn't tell Nino.
To us. Kama ni kwako Mheshimiwa Ruto, wewe ungekubali hiyo ifanyike?
So that is what is going on over there. That is the governor of Machakos, Wavinya Ndeti, and she got emotional over demolitions of the houses in Adi River. So the question is, and that's why I'm saying we can't call it land grabbing or demolition, because the
demolition.
No, not really demolition, land grabbing or ignorance.
Yeah.
You know, because where we can see, Katie, I think you can give us the updates. You have the details.
Yeah, I
give us the details.
411. So, Cook. What is happening is I've realized that this is an issue that has been there since 2015, and the fact that I'm seeing, I was going through the case because I didn't really understand why everybody's calling out the government to come and intervene in the case, because I thought somebody is grabbing this land, and I thought it was the government grabbing this land. So when I was today, I was going through to news, and let me try and find this. Okay, so here it is. I've realized that this land was once owned, not once owned, was owned by a company called Portland Cement, and in 2016 Portland Cement came out and realized there's somebody, I don't know if you guys have ever seen where we have a billboards, we have a small notices on farms,
land not for sale,
and they realize somebody is trying to sell their land, and they put a very big billboard. It was actually a big billboard, and they said that this land, they even named the lands by pieces. Land is always it's always named by its measurement and how it is where it is located. They named the lands on the billboard by the names and pieces of the lands. They say these lands are not for sale and they belong to this company. So in 2015, the East African Portland Cement erected billboards warning and suspecting Kenyans against buying its land. Former Machakos governor as well, that is Alfred Mutua, who is right now a cabinet secretary, was previously cabinet secretary for immigration. Right now he was demoted to tourism. Yeah. Yes, and also sounded an alarm over claims of people illegally selling land belonging to that company that I'm saying that it's for cement. And Machakos High Court on Friday, October 13th, declared East African Portland Cement PLC as the legitimate owner, leading to demolitions. And remember, now this was this month, and now let's go back to 2016. This company came in 2015, 2016. It came, it told Kenyans, this land belongs to me. Don't sell. Even if somebody is trying to sell this land to you, don't buy. So I feel like there is a lot of ignorance in this, and also a lot of corruption in this, because where did you get the title deeds to sell this land? And also you as a person, maybe you are not, maybe you bought this land maybe 2 years ago, of which you never saw the billboard. But also now, without even investigating, you know, some lands are also even have issues. Without you going to investigate, going to the chief to know who was the owner, who was, you know, and why is this person selling this piece of land. There's a lot of ignorance, but also there's a lot of controversy in this, because this means that this land has had a lot of more than 5 sellers, because this was in 2016 where we are seeing the cement company saying that this land is mine, don't buy it. But after that, I bet there were people trying to sell it, so they sold the land. And once the person who bought the land realized that this land belongs to this company, they decided, let me resell it, because this land will bring me issues. I think this is what has been happening. It has been a cycle of reselling this land because nobody wants to lose their money. So the final owners, or the owners right now, the previous owners, or the people who had been owning the land since the court order, are the ones now facing the problems. Yeah,
I do agree partly with it. So at a point where I don't do agree, or rather I disagree, is where we say that the current owners are ignorant. First and foremost, I don't believe the current owners are ignorant, because I bought the land. And definitely, if you're saying this land was from the farm, from the cemetery farm, is it cemetery?
No.
Cement
farm, yeah. The cement farm, right? The cement farm, right? The cement farm, right? So I didn't buy it directly from the cement farm. So there was an intermediary. We don't know how many people they were in the middle. But so me coming to buy the land, before I get personally a title deed, I have to go through the chief, you know. So I passed through the chief, who is supposed to give me information, didn't give me.
But I'm
he
also
actually
seeing
okayed, just give me a minute. He actually okayed, right? Buy the land. I bought the land. So personally, I don't think I am to be blamed. And if this is supposed to be something that has to be till ifike kwa demolishing of lands, then it has to be something that has to be discussed.
Exactly.
And then, you know, the person who is right now owning jendi anateseka, yendi anapitia easy, the court also has to be considerate, unajua, about it. Because number one, of course, maybe the land is not mine legally, all right? But there was also intermediaries. Let's also consider intermediaries, so that by the time inafika kwa point yenye mimi mwenye naumia, I have to be considered. And that is what I am advocating for.
True.
It might not be my land, but I'm not to be blamed for buying it, unless I knew it and bought it. And there are those circumstances where people who knew that this land was not for sale. But I know something: you can't acquire land without buying. So there was somebody who sold to you. That is how we are supposed to trace it.
Sure.
And I don't, unajua kenye nani surprise is, first and foremost, when you look at Wavinya Ndeti, she's talking and she's saying, I'm conversating with the president in the morning. And then later, people, even before the conversation ends, you guys are already demolishing the land. How did it go so quick? What is supposed to be, what is really happening? Does this land even belong? It gets me question. Does this land even belong to this company?
Exactly.
You know, ask yourself this type of question, because the order imetoka kwa court. The court is the government. What is really happening?
No, answering you guys, by the fact that now it is a court ruling that the company is the legitimate owner, it means that there has been a process. It has been a case, and people are going to case about it. No, you know, the court just cannot wake up one day and go and tell you, you know, you're the owner of this. It has been a process of where their parties are fighting for their lands, and there's this company who is saying this is my land, and there are these people who are saying this is my land, and
the court is just supposed to be just. That is
yes,
what
the court is just. You know, the court is very just.
You can't
no,
be just
smart.
like that. It's not.
You
just.
guys, you're not understanding this. You guys, you need to understand what is happening right here. This is okay. It is very bad that is happening to these people. But imagine, Joby, you're also the owner of that land, and of which you remember people trying to sell your land just because maybe you're not in the country, or just because they thought this land has no owner.
So
But
let me tell you.
let me also, I've seen even the previous governor, who is Alfred Mutua,
And
has
won.
named
Yeah.
even politicians involved in that land reselling.
Yeah.
So it is something that includes these politicians.
Thank
It
you.
is not.
That was in there.
Yeah, this company you would find it is owned by a politician, and this is why this is happening so quick, because
Exactly.
it was in the court, and by the fact it was in the court, somebody had taken the matter to the
Yeah.
court, and by the court just listens and rules according to the evidence.
Yeah.
And by the fact that now the company has provided the evidence, or maybe the lawyer who was now working with the company has provided enough proof, and the jurisdiction was given, it means that this company owned the land.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that these people didn't own the land as well. It means that your lawyer didn't fight for you well. But at the end of the day, look at all these people. They all own the land. There is a legitimate owner, but we all own this land.
Exactly.
Because
So I
this
do
land,
agree.
I bought it. And I have a title deed.
So,
but now look at, we have like how many title deeds, but this one company owns the whole land.
Yeah.
You know, these people will be asked, is it title deeds? Zote? You know, they are like more than 10 title deeds.
Exactly.
But I have one title deed that is proving this whole land is mine. So where did you get all this, and I didn't sell this land to you?
So it goes back to the
Yeah.
politicians, and I was to say, and I always refer when we discussing land schemes. I've seen this affecting us, where my dad had a land and tulitolewa to one night, like things were just chaotic and all that, and we had to leave. And it goes back to the politicians, because if there was a billboard set, there is something, again, before you set a billboard, there's procedures.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's protocols you follow from the same politicians, from the same government, and you have to, for you to be able to set up ikitu now by shamba, tena again there were rules you had to follow. So what I've come to realize, and it's a discussion I think that has been going on in our country for the longest time, where there's been a scheme of reselling lands.
Yeah.
Again, like 10 title deeds belong to 10 people, but there's an
exactly.
original owner
Yeah.
of this land.
Yeah.
So I personally believe, number one, these people, if the case has been ongoing, or if it happened actually overnight, like where wakuja tu nyumba zao zimekuwa
No,
demolished.
a case is in court. It can't just happen overnight. It is a case.
Listen, so we have to
Kuna
understand,
wenye
if the case,
wamesema, kuna wenye wamesema
Eh.
wametoka church.
Yeah,
No
wametoka.
idea.
It means,
Demolished.
yes, wametoka, but hawakujua there is a court order, because the person
Exactly.
who was ordered to go and demolish didn't tell them,
Don't you
we
believe
have won
If
them.
I am,
You know
if I
the
am being
problem.
accused, then I'm supposed to have an idea of what is happening, because you're coming for my fake title deed. I built there. I actually agree with you, Katie. Actually agree there is an